history of Iranian civilization shows that we have always supported peace and security. But today in New York and the United Nations, I say frankly to the American statesmen who are now managing the genocide in Palestine that we do not welcome to expansion of the war in the region. But I warn, if the genocide in Gaza continues, they will not be spared from this fire.
Iran's rulers promised to destroy my country, murder my people, and the response from this body, the response from nearly every one of the governments represented here has been absolutely nothing. Utter silence. Deafening silence. Perhaps you can now understand why Israel is not joining you in celebrating this deal. If Iran's rulers were working to destroy your countries, perhaps you'd be less enthusiastic about the deal. If Iran's terror proxies were firing thousands of rockets at your cities, perhaps you'd be more measured in your praise.
Shalom, Kahala Yahweh Bashem Yashai, Bashem Rukok Radash. Double honors my teachers, the apostles and elders of the great millstone. Peace and mercy to the elect, who are the house of David, reborn again in this generation. And Shalom to the 130 Yasharallah, who today are known as the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who before losing our true heritage, we were known as, and still are, the true Hebrew Israelites of the Holy Bible. In today's lesson, I simply wanted to give an update of what's going on over there in the Holy Land. And namely, that Iran has threatened the United States at its recent UN visit regarding the Gaza issue. And also, you had Netanyahu come out and try to scold the UN members because some of its members are not down with the genocide taking place at Amalek's hands. Now, and I say Amalek because when you get into the true biblical identity of the Israelis, it goes back to the lineage of Edom and of the direct descendancy of Amalek. So they in fact are the Amalekites, contrary to that liar Netanyahu's claims that the Palestinians are Amalek. Amalek was not prophesied to be oppressed or in the manner you're seeing them now. However, these Israelis like to twist prophecy as they are trying to claim that they're the true Jews of the Bible, which they are not. And the Palestinians, they go back to the lineage of Ishmael. Now, before I go any further, let's read this. This is Joel 3:2. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them there for my people and for mine heritage Israel, whom they have scattered amongst the nations, and pardon my land. So you see, here's a prophecy that when the Lord is about to come, that he's going to gather all the nations. Okay? All the nations where? into the Valley of Jehoshaphat. And where's the Valley of Jehoshaphat? Well, that's pretty much there in the land of Israel, right to the east of Jerusalem. All right, it's in that little valley, but for the most part, it's where the river is at. Okay, in that whole area there to the east of Jerusalem. And what are some other prophecies of why the Lord's going to do this? Well, right here, because they parted my land. Now, who right now has parted the land of Israel? Well, it's definitely not the Israelites, and it's not the rightful owners of that land. No, it's the heathens who this scripture is referring to, right? The heathens that have conquered the land, namely the nation of Edom, who are the true biblical identity of the Israelis today. Because remember, the Israelis that are in the land of Israel today, they converted to a man-made religion based on the heritage of the biblical Israelites, and they called this Judaism, right? And then not until the 1800s, they started to claim that they themselves were the Jews. And I'm sure that there's many in the land of Israel today that are of Khazarian Ashkenazi stock that truly believe that they are the actual biblical Jews. But again, those guys do not fit the prophecy of the Israelites. They fit the prophecies of Edom, Amalek, because they are the Edomites of the top tribe of Amalek. Okay? Now, another big news that happened today is that Yemen officially declared war on Israel. Now, if you're not sure where Yemen's at, it is on the southern section of the Arab Peninsula, and they're constantly being attacked by America and their proxy, Saudi Arabia, right? So these guys are allied with Iran and the BRICS nations for the most part, okay? But let's read what this article says. It says, Yemen has officially declared war on Israel. Brigadier General Yahya Shari, spokesperson of the Yemeni Armed Forces, said report informed with reference to Nextia. So yeah, so again, when you look at the video, it's basically it's a Yemenite, speaking in his native tongue, but just basically declaring that they're gonna, bomb Israel with missiles and drones. So again, a lot of people are being gathered into this nation, and this is only fanning the flames of fire over there in the land of Israel, in the valley, which is going to ultimately lead to the Valley of Jehoshaphat being invaded by all these nations. Okay? Now, I wanted, besides giving you, Akim, an update of what's going on over there, I wanted to remind us that though right now there's a lot of drama going on in Israel because of, let's say, agent provocateurs like this, right? If you're not unsure who this man is, he's a Chief Ephraim. Okay, he is kind of like the second in command over there at HOI, House of Israel, which, by the way, they are a 501c3 non-profit organization, meaning that all the donations and money that they get, they don't have to pay taxes on it as long as they abide by the government's restriction on what they can say. This is why they don't really go into the mark of the beast. This is why they don't go into the heavier matters. And guess what they've done with all this money? Right? Have they helped the body? Have they, try to help out the plight of the Israelites? No. They've went out and bought 30 acres of land, I believe in Georgia or somewhere, right? Or maybe in South Carolina, but I can't remember exactly where. But you have this man here living on that land, basically trying to develop it, which, that in itself isn't bad at all. But you see, where the problem comes in is that this false prophet here, this guy that right now is stirring up the body and behaving like an agent, trying to get a bunch of Israelites to go and start a fight with the Palestinians who are protesting, right? To basically make them get in trouble, just like they did for the January 6th protesters that went to the Capitol, right? This guy wants to lure out Israelites all to be carnal and to what? To fight these Palestinians, to bring up your bravado? No, man, this guy, he's not worried about spreading this truth. What he's worried about is building his kingdom and setting an image for himself amongst the body, right? He wants his glory now. Look what he's asked for. Chief Ephraim wants $500,000 to build a new Nazareth in Georgia. Okay, it is in Georgia. This place is about to be destroyed, and he wants Jake to give him $500,000. Then they took the names out the GoFundMe to get more money. Beware of man crept in unawares. And this is from the brother from the prophets of Babylon, right? That camp, man. Those are some righteous brothers over there, right? But see, these devils over here, man. See, this guy here, he's creating what's known as cult of personality. And why is he doing that? Well, because you see, he needs to build up his name in this thing of ours, right? He can't be their idol. And why is that? Well, because this guy doesn't have a real job, right? Other than, possibly getting paid out by the government for his agent work. But the point being is that all eventually will come out in the future. But this guy here is always involved in things that go on the news and basically just stirring up trouble, right? But the thing is he's not worried about the body. He's worried more about setting up something here, okay? And I said all that to say this. All the drama that's being caused right now by this man in particular, and also the WFI group, is something that we got to remember not to get distracted by. Yes, even though it's happening within the body, you got to remember, man, that the Lord has set up all things, even the deceivers, okay, and the people who are going to be distracting. And again, this whole, Hebrew Israelite and Palestinian rumble that they're trying to set up for next weekend, no righteous brothers or sisters should actually show up there, okay? That is simply meant for the wicked Israelites who are carnal, who are about that type of, life, to get caught up in that and then get their retribution, okay? So don't let distractions like these get us away from the current news and focusing on studying the scriptures, because that's ultimately what distractions like these cause, right? We take our eyes off the ball and a bunch of things go on during the news, right? See, like I forgot, I think the elder Manatazak brought this up. It was a beautiful point, man. You see, we're here doing this work and we're studying and we're going over things, and then all of a sudden some big distraction comes up because some fool in another camp does something, says something, and now we got to go all the way back and address it and basically waste time on that issue. So that's what we got to not do, okay? This is Revelations 11 and 18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and to them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. You see, the time is almost here, Akim. We could see it. We don't got that much time here, right? If at the most, we only got maybe a few years left. But with World War III about to break out, this economy about to be collapsed, and them, about to announce the mark of the beast, we don't got that much time. So you got to worry about when this goes down, okay? Because when this goes down, it's going to be too late to get right, to study, to find out what you need to find out, right? And you ain't going to do that by being distracted and going to Hebrew Israelite events that you shouldn't be involved in, right? See, what we got to do is just focus, prophesy, learn, and repeat, okay? This is Revelations 3 and 11. Behold, I come quickly. Hold fast that which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. You see? So again, Akim, we got to focus, stay away from the distractions, and pay attention to prophecy. So either way, hopefully this video was edifying, Akim. Until next time, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai B'Hashem Ruach HaKodesh. Shalom.